Welcome back to action now from the Extreme Festival's round 4 here at Red Star Raceway. And it's going to be some more live action out on circuit right now with CompCare Polo Cup. From the coast up to the Highveld and into Mpumalanga for round 4 of the CompCare Medical Aid Scheme's Polo Cup. And it's been an epic season so far. What we're going to see now is, of course, all the Gauteng-based drivers coming to a circuit that they're a little bit more familiar with than the Cape Town-based and Eastern Cape-based boys. So the battle is on, and there's no doubt about it. The battle is going to be a massive one. Yuri Swart has got a target on his back, and they're all hunting him down, including Charles Visser, his fellow Cape Townian. And then keep an eye out on the big resurgence coming from Davy van der Merwe, and also look out for Giordano Lupini coming through there as well to take on his teammate and possibly spoil his day. They're out qualifying right now. Let's find out what happened in Superpole. To get into Superpole, you've got to get into the top 6, and they're all fighting hard to do that, trying to use the slipstream on that long straightaway. And it certainly worked out for Davy van der Merwe, who just sneaked in. But at the top of Superpole, it's Clint Besaidnout. Clint, things seem to be going all on the up from the last round to now, and more of the same here in the qualifying session. So it looks like it's all good to go for Superpole.
Yeah, all good. Got to say thanks to the team. Let's see if we can now make it 3 in a row, 3 poles in a row. And yeah, let's go do Superpole now.
So that's the man to beat so far, as you heard from him. He's got 2 in a row so far, looking for the third one. Davy van der Merwe looking to up the pace slightly on his machine for Team Red Racing, and his teammate there as well, Charles Visser, wants to be the first man from Cape Town at the front end of the Superpole qualifying. And the Superpole qualifying is 1 out lap, 1 in lap, and 1 fast lap in between the two of those. And the fast lap is the one that counts. And Natia Msimanga has just put an amazing lap in to finish up in 2nd place. Dude, an incredible run there in both the qualifying and the Superpole. And by a couple of hundredths there, just not getting the pole position he wanted.
Oh, I was dying for the pole position. I knew it was on the cards, and there was a little bit of an issue on the lap. There was some sand in the halfway through the lap, and I feel like that pushed me wide, which was enough to put me second. It was so close, and this time wasn't just enough.
The top 6 times from the 2nd fastest from qualifying going to the lucky draw for race 2. And you can see there's a happy man. Tate Bishop has got pole, and his Cape Townian friend is alongside him. Davy van der Merwe in 5th place, and Clint Besaidnout unfortunately in 9th. No, that's 6th. But he gets the pole position award courtesy of ATS and Dunlop. Final preparations now, and everybody looking forward to this exceptional battle as always. Look at the grid. It's Besaidnout and Msimanga, then Bishop and Yuri Swart, Charles Visser and Davy van der Merwe. Look out for Giordano Lupini coming through there, as well as Ethan Kutsia, and an incredible improvement coming out of Jagger Robertson as well, finishing up in the top 10. Stand by as those lights go out and we go racing. Here we go down towards turn 1. Good start from Bryce Pillay in the mid-pack there. Saw the pink car just pulling out, trying to find a way through rapidly. Look out for Charles Visser coming from the back of the field. He unfortunately has got caught out with an infringement, and he has to start from the back of both races today. So the Cape Townian, although he qualified so nicely in the Superpole, unfortunately he's going to have to start from the back and work his way through. It's Besaidnout who leads out. Bishop in 2nd. Yuri Swart being forced wide by Msimanga as they go into turn 3. And it looks like Msimanga in the Squadra Course car has just been able to outgun. Yes, he has. The Bullion IT car. We're on board with Umpi. And there's action already. There's Davy getting sent on the sideline. And Umpi had to take evasive action as well. Davy van der Merwe got a little tag on the inside, possibly coming either from Natia Msimanga. But now it's all Team Red as Yuri Swart comes and sees Red into turn 4. There are 3 of them side by side. He's back on the inside there by the looks of things of the 2nd of those Team Red cars. It was Davy who just got out of shape there with a bit of help, I think, from Giordano Lupini. The 2 of them coming together. Then Charles Visser tried to force his way through. He did. Managed to make his way slightly higher up with all the frack car that was in front of him. Davy just ahead of him now. And you can see he's side by side there with, is that Lonica Martins by the looks of things? Or possibly Dean Fenter. Dean Fenter side by side. Here they come. Visser trying to make up the ground. He goes on the inside of Bryce Pillay into turn 6. Can he find a way past him and start to tick them off even more higher up through this big pack of cars into the dog bone? It is Bryce Pillay from Visser from Davy van der Merwe. Van der Merwe has dropped right to the back of the pack now after that off-track excursion. Speaking of off-track excursion, in the background, Cara Hill sliding off. Looks like all on our own there. Cara got completely out of shape. So we're on to the front end. Here we go. Besaidnout trying to push as hard as he can. In fact, pushing a little bit too hard as he ran off the circuit there ahead of Tate Bishop. And Clint Besaidnout trying to open up a margin that he can control. There is the Calyx car of Cara Hill coming back on track after that big off-track excursion. I think also getting a little bit of assistance on the tap off the circuit. Pillay around the outside of Jagger Robertson. Charles Visser on his inside trying to follow his teammate through. And looks like Yuri Swart's going to try and do the same thing. They're staying with Visser, realizing that Visser's probably going to be the man to follow. Lonica Martins realizes the same thing and tucks in behind Umpi as they go down that back straightaway for the first time in anger. Lonica Martins is late on the brakes, so around the outside of Charles Visser. Visser's going to try and keep her at bay. She might be a little bit too late there into the chicane. And running wide was Bryce Pillay, who definitely was too late. He tries to come back on and tags aside, and there's a big tag there. Bryce Pillay coming together with Lonica Martins. Lonica Martins taking Ethan Kutsia. Here comes Darby around the outside and coming along for the ride. As you can see, he has Team Red Racing in full effect there. All 4 cars fighting, and they're going 4x4 into turn 1. That's probably going to end up in tears for somebody. Will they all eventually slot through? Yes, they will. Only just. Kutsia comes through. Jagger Robertson around the outside, and look at this. It's Davy van der Merwe trying to come through on both of his teammates and runs off the circuit, and there's a tag between them as well. Oh, that's huge. That's a massive one. Mo Karodia getting a little tag there from his teammate, Davy van der Merwe, and the two of them sliding through turn 1. The touch has ended up with one of them on the grass and the other one back on track. So fortunately, Davy van der Merwe survived that one, but Mo Karodia is not going to be happy about that. I'm sure they'll have a little chat about that down at Team Red after this. But you can see how Davy is trying to push as hard as he can. His teammates up the road are Charles Visser, who lead things out for Team Red at this stage. You can see the Universal boys are now having to try and work together as Jagger Robertson tucks in behind his teammate as they look to close things down there on Umpi Swart and Giordano. So the teammates are fighting here. Giordano and Umpi Swart fighting with both of the Team Red boys. So it's Bullion IT versus Universal Healthcare. And they are just behind Dean Fenter. Fenter hanging on for 4th place. The top 3 have got away ever so slightly. There's still Besaid Note from Msamanga and Bishop as we go on board here with Visser. Umpi trying to find a way past, and he can't find it, but maybe Charles Visser can find a way through here on Yuri. Yuri Swart is under big threat here. Charles Visser having to come from the back of the field, and look at where he's got up to. He's up to a possible top 6 finish here if he can find a way through here on Yuri. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. Jagger Robertson is right behind him. He's on the inside as they go on to turn 11. He runs a little bit wide. They do have a little touch between the two of them, but they come together and they stay on track. And now they're going to become the top competitors from Cape Town, but they've got to work hard for that one because Giordano Lupini's up the road, and so is Tate Bishop. We're on board once again with Umpi as we're heading towards the chicane, and on his tail is Jagger Robertson. Jagger Robertson is putting massive pressure onto the man who would be king. He is in 2nd place in this little battle, and he's down in about 9th place on track, so it's not where Umpi wants to be. He has to be slightly higher up there, that is for sure, if he wants to take on the rest of this pack as they go down into the closing stages here. Yuri trying to go around the outside. He's going to have to keep his eyes on the inside of that turn 1 as he goes defensive, and he's going to have a little bit of a yeah, here we go. It's into turn 1, and look at how tight it is there between Fiss and him, and there we go, a tag coming from Jagger Robertson. I was kind of expecting that. He came up from behind, and Robertson was putting massive amounts of pressure. He gets through, so Jagger Robertson, the rookie, has got ahead. He closes right up there, and look at this. There's a return of the favour coming from Umpi, trying to get up the inside now of Jagger Robertson. Jagger's got a little bit more experience around this track than Yuri has. He spent a bit of time in other categories of racing that he performs in. You can see the big boss man, Liqui Molly Carr from Team Red Racing, is now giving the man who would be king a run for his money. The number 2 on the side wants to become a number 1. That's Yuri's plan for this year. But at this stage, he's got the rookie up the inside and showing him the way around. Charles Visser getting away, making it another Cape Town competitor up the road from Yuri Swart. This man has put absolutely not one wheel wrong over the last 3 outings. And as we heard, he's got 3 pole positions. He's taken most of the victories. And Clint Besaidnot continues to dominate here in the Stu Davidson and Sons car. It's a PE-based team, and it's a KwaZulu-Natal-based driver who are going side by side here to team up to ensure that Clint Besaidnot now moves himself up into championship contention as the checkered flag is about to come out here for race number 1. A fantastic effort there from him. Naiti Msamanga is going to come through for 2nd place, and Tate Bishop will come through for 3 in the Angry car for the 3rd spot in Polo Cup. Jagger Robertson had a fantastic run there in the closing stages. He's going to finish up higher up than Yuri Swart did, and that's a big concern there for the William IT team as they go into race number 2. Besaid not getting the victory there on the confirmation of those results. Msamanga comes through for 2nd. Bishop ahead of Fenta and Lupini. Then was Visser, Robertson, Swart. Davy van der Merwe survived into 9th place, and Ethan Kutsia, his teammate, right on his tail for the top 10 in CompCare Polo Cup. Let's catch up now with Yuri to find out how that first race went.
I think just wrong place, wrong time the whole of the first 2 laps. I mean, I think I ended up in like 13th or 14th at a stage, but came back all right. Had a bit of bench steering after the first lap. Yeah, just absolute carnage, and a bit of team orders to help some people at the end, driving me off. But you know what, it's fine. We'll rise above it. And next race, we're starting on the front row. We've got the pace, so I'm going to try and win this one.
Man who started on the front row and took the victory was Clint Besaidnot.
Race 1 started first. From lap 1 was first all the way, and yeah, got to say thanks to the team, Nick, my dad, Cheaper Cars, everybody, Rodney. Now for the second race, starting 6th, not where we wanted to start, but let's see if we can keep out of the commotion and gain a good few points for the second race.
Welcome back to CompCare Polo Cup action at the Extreme Festivals. Round 4, we're heading to Mpumalanga and at Red Star Raceway. Big action already on circuit and more to come now in race 2 for the CompCare Polo Cup. So Clinton Mercedes take the first victory. He's going to be pushed hard now by Natia Msamanga, who's on that front row with Yuri Swart. And Clinton Mercedes having to start from 6th place in this one is going to be a little bit more hard-pressed to get to the front end of the field. But he has got to the front end of the championship with that victory. Tate Bishop also looking to return the favour on how things have gone up and down for his season and possibly get onto the more up than down at the race number 2 here at Red Star Raceway. Lights on and lights off, and we're about to go racing towards turn 1. We're on board with Yuri as we head down there, and it's the angry car of Tate Bishop who goes alongside with Natia Msamanga towards turn 1. Look at that, Natia Msamanga just squeezing through there on Yuri Swart, and he just gets up ahead. It's Natia Msamanga getting through. Yuri Swart saying, come on, let's work together and let's get away from the rest of this pack before we start to fight. He's talking to Davy van der Merwe, who's on his tail, and you can see behind that, Clinton Mercedes already applying pressure onto Davy van der Merwe, the two ex-teammates there, side by side out of turn 2. Mercedes should have the inside line here. In fact, he uses the inside line and some more. A little bit of the dirty stuff to get onto the inside line there. And Davy van der Merwe just wants to stay out of harm's way. He had a bit of an off-track excursion right here in race 1. So he's just trying to settle down and possibly not getting involved in too much too early on. Jagger Robertson's right on his tail. Jagger, in fact, qualified up in the top 6 for the first time there for the rookie, for the Big Boss and Nick Wimoli team. And the Team Red Racing boys are now in full effect there at the front end as the Giordano Lupini starts to come into it as well. He's side by side with Fenta as they go through the triple left-hander onto the short straight. On board with the leader, Tate Bishop, head down and trying to make the hay while the sun shines. There's not a lot of sun left here at Red Star Raceway late in the day, but fantastic to see this kind of race action. And it's been some of the best Polo Cup action we've seen in a long, long time from this field. Right through the pack, they've been fighting hard, and Tate Bishop's just trying to stay out of harm's way and get the hammer down, like Poseidon did in race number 1. Poseidon now closing on Swart as they come into the dog bone. Davy van der Merwe doing the same thing. Jagger Robertson. Oh, Fenta off. Fenta runs off in the right motorsport machine. He gets a little bit sideways coming into the exit point of the dog bone. Now slots in just ahead, or in fact just behind XO. So Leland Jabuka, the second of the Swadra course cars. Let's have a look at that from Charles Fisser's point of view. As they come out of turn 6, they go through a little flick, and then of course it's into the entrance point of the dog bone. We're watching the white car just ahead of him. I think he got caught out in a bit of the slippery stuff. Yes, he did. Got onto that slippery stuff that had been pulled onto the circuit and goes sliding off into the grass into the back of the pack. Front of the pack though, the angry car. Angry Racing's Tate Bishop now with big pressure being applied by Natia Msamanga. Natia Msamanga looking for 2 victories, or possible victory here, and a second place will be good for him as well. As Fisser gets out of shape too. Oh, Charles Fisser, we went on board with him. As we went on board, he just tried to catch the car into the chicane. Bryce Pillai's got through. There goes his teammate. So Ethan Kutsia just fighting hard here with his teammate, and this is the reason why you don't want to be starting at the back of the pack. So Charles Fisser's first race went according to plan. And it's not going according to plan with Tate Bishop. Natia Msamanga is applying huge pressure. Little tap there on the back from Nati onto the back end of that angry car. Getting Tate a bit angry behind the wheel, I'm sure. Managed to hang on though, and he secures that first place for now. But it's Natia Msamanga continuing to keep that pressure on non-stop. Behind that, Yuri's moved up to 3rd. Nice move there from Yuri Swart up to 3rd place. Ahead now and continuing to keep Poseidon behind him. That's what he has to do. Clinton Poseidon must finish behind Yuri Swart if Yuri Swart wants to maintain the lead of the championship heading into the next round. As they head down the short straight, they go into turn 6, a hairpin that comes back at you almost 180 degrees, and it's almost down. It could possibly even go down to first gear, some of these cars. Second gear for most of them though, as they come out of the chicane. Yuri Swart's going to have to look and see how many push-to-pass mechanisms he's got left. Maybe they can help him out to keep out the attack coming from behind, and maybe get him through on the top 2 cars ahead of him. Dunlop tyres squealing through the dog bone. Track temperatures have dropped slightly here compared to what they were earlier on in race number 1, so they're starting to feel the effects there of the 2 races on those Dunlops. Those Dunlops are still doing a super job here for the top 3 as they get away from the rest of this pack. And you can see the pack is now being closed down in the back just only slightly by Davy van der Merwe, moving up to make this a 5-way battle for the lead. Davy van der Merwe leads things out for Team Red at this point, but you can see just how difficult a task it's been for him today. Here's Yuri Swart's point of view as they come onto the long straightaway. He looks in the rearview mirror. Look in the right rearview mirror there. Here comes Poseidon. Oh, push to pass. There you go. He had none left and Poseidon had 1. Very easily done there by Clinton Poseidon. Moves up to 3rd place and tucks in behind Natia Msamanga. I wonder if Yuri's got one to return the favour on the next one, or has he run out of them? Because he's got Davy van der Merwe hunting him down big time. Van der Merwe is all over the back of that brilliant RT car, and the Data and Team Red Racing machine comes through there with Van der Merwe at the wheel, looking for a slightly higher position than what he finished up in the first one. Behind that, it is Giordano Lupini and Jagger Robertson, the 2 rookies, or 1 rookie and a rookie and a half, I would have to say, with a little bit of time in the saddle last year for Giordano. Now fighting frantically here for what is going to be the top 6 in this second heat of racing. Right now, it's all about Tate Bishop. He controls things from the front. He knows exactly what to do. He's done it on numerous occasions in karting. Can he do it now in Polo Cup with Natim Samanga breathing down his neck? The Squadra Courseman wants his first victory. He'll be going absolutely mental if he can get that one sorted out. But he's got to find one car up and one position up if he wants to do that. He's bridged a small gap there over Besaidnout. Besaidnout might also be looking on the review and keeping out Yuri Swart's return, although he's got about a car length as well ahead of Yuri Swart at this point. So it's no man's land at the moment for Besaidnout as they come onto the short straight. There's a push to pass from Natim Samanga. Can he use it? Can he be good enough on the brakes? No, he can't. Oh man, I think as he went to it, I saw a little bit of a push to pass coming from the angry car. So equally done by those two drivers to stay at the front end of the field. And Tate Bishop fighting with Natim Samanga now for the top honours here for race 2. They're both very, very hungry, I would have to say, for a victory. Tate's victory will definitely bring him back into contention for the championship. Maybe not right up into the top 3, but he's certainly going to be available to be in that top 3 hunt by the end of this one with a victory. That is for sure. Looking further back there, Giordano Lopini starting to close things down as well. It's going to be a fantastic finish with these two cars. As they start to open up a little bit of a gap now, looks like Tate Bishop has decided, right, let's get this job done. Get away from Nati, concentrate on just opening up a gap that I can manage and not have to worry about pressure. We go on board with him as he goes on to the long straight. Looks in the rearview mirror. He's looking and hoping that there's no push to pass left there. And he goes into absolute flat out mode here in the Polo Cup. Polo GTI, and there you go. He had one push to pass left and he used it to get away from Nati on the straight. It's a little bit hot into the chicane, but he manages to get into the chicane, turns it in to the right, to the left, and to the right again. Heading towards that finish line flag. It's going to be an amazing run here from Tate Bishop. Managed to stay out of trouble, and he gets the victory. He's a happy man. He's been working hard for that one. Natim Samanga, unfortunately, has to finish up in second place again. And there you can hear it from on board as well. Bishop ecstatic. Taking the victory. Msamanga in second. Besaidnout in third. Darby van der Merwe beats out Yuri Swart to the line. And Lupini finishes up ahead of Jager Robertson. Visser, Fenter and Bryce Pillay make up the top 10 in race 2 of CompCare Polo Cup.
We already made up our positions on the first 2 laps. Was lying 4th, and then the second to last, third last lap, I got past Yuri with a push to pass on the back straight. And just maintained it in third. That one extra push to pass that we have less makes a difference, especially on this track with the long straights, and that's when we just couldn't catch Nati and Tate. But the next one is East London, another push to pass track that you need push to passes, but I'm sure we can manage it there.
One of the best weekends coming out of Squadra courses, Natim Samanga.
On the start, I started third, got a good start, and I passed number 2, which was, I think, was it Yuri? No, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who it was. Got past Yuri. And then from there, it was just a hunt between me and Tate. I was on him the whole race. And I was planning a move. And then again, Tate was just defending super well. And then just towards the end, I made 2 mistakes. And that was enough to give Tate the win. So the team VW Squadra Course are my amazing sponsors with South Africa. And I see that without them, it wouldn't be possible. And I just hope, again, next race, I can give them the pole position and the win that they deserve.
Tate Bishop was ecstatic, and so is his team. What a good effort there to take the second victory.
Amazing race, leading from lap 1 to the end. Honestly, couldn't be any more happy. The team did an amazing job this weekend driving with this car. The pressure from Nati was immense. I really struggled to keep him behind me, but actually managed to do that and hit my last push to pass down the back straight, just pull the last corner and just managed to secure it.
You have to use them all. It's important. Yuri Swart maintains the lead of the championship, but now by only 3 points over Clinton Besaidnout after his dominant run. Tate Bishop up into third and Visser into fourth. How tight do you want it?